Hello and welcome back. First, I'll share with you some scenes from Edinburgh. Here we had first arrived at Edinburgh. Can't you see how happy we are? We met at the official photo booth of EYF to show some crochet pride.
Can you guys?
Baby, it's cold outside.
That hostile weather. It's
just
proper,
before we're about to leave tomorrow.
It's proper snow, like they're little tiny pellets, see?
Bye-bye, Edinburgh. Next, I thought I'd share with you all some of the pretty Easter eggs I've been making. I also thought I'd share with you a short tutorial on how I make them in case you'd like to make your own. Hello everybody, this is me from the past and I am just trying to share with you how I've been making my Easter eggs. Basically what I've done is purchase at Walmart a group of cookie cutters shaped with eggs in various sizes, and I chose the largest size because I wanted to add some type of image on top of it and a little bit more than just polka dots, so I needed a larger egg, and I cut that out, sewed it together on my machine as close to the edge as I could without having it break, and then I'm going to stuff it with polyfill, but a really over stuff so that from that flat shape it becomes a round oval fat egg, and then I will cover it with roving and prick it to death until the roving adheres to the felt. So this is the egg fully stuffed with polyfill. And here's the roving all fluffed up and pulled apart to add to my egg. Here is the egg that I covered with the roving and pricked it and pricked it and pricked it with my clover tool here. It's got 5 needles, so very useful to hurry up the job instead of just using one needle at a time. And so basically it can stand up, I guess. Well, eggs aren't supposed to stand up anyway, are they? But anyway, now I am going to try to get an image on top of this egg. For this one, I wanted a little chick, so I am going to use some yellow roving that I have here. Now, this roving is different from the roving that you saw I was going to use for the egg because this is merino and this one is British wool, so it's got a different texture to it. It's more rustic, and so I have not felted with it before. We'll see how it works out. Now, sometimes it is convenient to take your mat, your felting mat, and begin creating an image on the felting mat first, right? And then take it, before it's completely felted, take it and adhere it to the whatever surface you want to adhere it to. In this case, I want to adhere it to the egg. So I'm going to try and make this into the body and the head of a chick, and then I'm going to adhere it to the egg, and I'll be back. Here's the beginning of my little chick here. I have used my bigger tool on the mat to kind of give it a shape, and then I am using this smaller tool, which I also received from smaller in the sense that it's got fewer needles. The needles are only 3, and they have a lesser gauge, so they're thinner. And actually, for the rustic wool, it is better to use a larger needle. And then we're going to try and smooth all of this out with the smaller needles. And finally, I'll move on to just using one needle at a time around the edges, trying to get those edges to adhere and also to form the head, the neck, have an indent there, and then the body. Basically, I think I've got my figure created, and now I'm going to add a little bit of orange here in the middle to create the wing, over here to create a beak, and down here to create the legs. And I'll be back. Here is my little chick on top of my egg, complete with legs, wings, beak, and even a little eye out of a small piece of, well, I didn't have black, but I think that's a pretty dark brown. I just wanted to emphasize that when we here talk about little bits of felt, we made little bits. I mean, with a little bit like this, you can make a lot of these small features, and it's something that you have to get used to, because unless you actually see somebody doing it, you don't really understand what they mean by a little bit. So I just wanted to emphasize that. And also I wanted to remember to say that the way that I created the egg itself by sewing together two pieces of just crafting felt and stuffing it with polyfill and then sewing it shut is not the only way to make it. I mean, I have made them before using totally roving, let's say this type of yarn roving I have used before, but I find that it uses a lot of it, and so that's why I wanted to find a different way. So just wanted to share this with you. I won't be able to podcast this week because of the fact that I'm off from the university and I don't have access to internet to do my uploading from my home, but I didn't want Easter to go by without me showing you these very pretty eggs. So I hope you found it useful. I mean, it's not a lot of detail. Like I say, it's not a tutorial because I am not an artist. I just practice this and have learned it on my own. But hopefully it will give you some ideas of what you can do on your own, and you will venture into this craft also. So happy crafting, and if I don't see you again before, happy Easter to all of you. Bye. I hope you enjoyed what I shared with you today. Please come back next week for a regular episode. And if you celebrate Easter, have a happy holiday.